example, math, ACT math, you have 1 minute per question. On SAT math, you have a little bit over 1.2 minutes per question approximately. Same goes for reading. The ACT, under a minute a question, and on the English section, almost a half a minute a question, whereas on the SAT, you have just much more time. So if you really struggle with timing, the ACT might not be for you, and that's just a very, very important consideration when when looking into this. So once you have taken a diagnostic evaluation, that's how you can really formulate a plan. And looking at how'd you do on the timing, how'd you do on the no calculator math section, how'd you do on the science section, how do you feel about the distribution of math questions? Just what's your general impression on the exams? Which one do you like better based on taking both of them? What grade level are you in? So most people in 11th grade are doing Algebra 2 Trig. If you are in 10th grade and you're studying for the ACT, that might be difficult because you just don't have the Algebra 2 Trig knowledge to tackle that exam. And then just learning style, are you more about analysis and, do you like tricky exams, or are you more of an aptitude person? Are you more straightforward? So if you like straightforward questions, the ACT is probably a bit better. And if you like more, you like challenging, tricky questions, then you might really enjoy the SAT, frankly. But nationally in 2016, the ACT really crushed the SAT, 2 million to 1.7. That gap may close just based on the lack of practice tests for the ACT right now. SAT has 8 to 3. A lot of that may start to chip away at the advantage of the ACT there, but still seems to be a sizable advantage. Okay, so formulating that plan. So typically we suggest at Curvebreakers somewhere between 12 to 16 weeks of study before your first exam. Obviously you can do less. I think that a course, if you were to take a class that's 6 to 8 weeks, 3 hours a week, that would be the equivalent of cramming and would not be an effective plan. We don't administer that type of plan to our students. Obviously, if it was necessary based on time, we would do it, but our suggestion would be to do something more spread out, maybe less time per week, but over a longer period of time. And you can see the dates on the left are the SAT, the dates on the right are the ACT. So in formulating your plan, it's very important to look at those dates and figure out which dates work for you, and try to get a succession of tests that are going to be effective with your schedule. Okay, moving on. Here is what's called a concordance table. So this is a way to compare your SAT and ACT scores, and we'll show you. So say you took both tests and you got a 1200 on the SAT and you got a 27 on the ACT. You can see the 1200 on the SAT, that correlates to like a low 25-ish score. The 27 on the ACT, that correlates to more like a 1300. So, that's really, a very, very big difference there. And you can see, based on these, the scoring scale, where you stand on one test and maybe where you want to be, and maybe where you stand on the other test and where you wanted to be on that. And you can say, you know what, I have a shorter road on the SAT or the ACT, so I'm going to go with that test because my score to start is just naturally higher. So just really important for understanding your scores, something to definitely look at. So a little bit about tutoring and test prep in general. Every year we meet students that fall through the cracks, that aren't properly prepared, even by top companies, usually due to a lack of practice testing and a lack of quality control. And what we mean by that is students need to learn strategies, and a strategy for each question, each section, and a strategy that works for them. So not something that's just cookie cutter, like, oh, hey, do this because we're just going to tell everyone to do that. Students are individuals.